This is just an academic exercise. Welcome to another episode of Last Week in UTS, where I talk about things that I did last week. All right, today we are going to talk about the FUD Industrial Complex. Yes, the FUD Industrial Complex. As you know, I don't care about clicks, views, or impressions, so you can just email me, ask me for the PDF guides, go do that, and stop listening now. But for those of you who want to keep watching, let's roll into it. First and foremost, I want to explain that I'm not talking about cybersecurity. I'm not talking about specifically your firewall, your compliance with different regulatory frameworks, your data loss prevention. I'm talking about digital security or privacy in the 21st century. I am talking about your data, yes, your home router, how you appear in public records, all of that kind of stuff. Then it's important to differentiate privacy and security. Privacy and security are completely at odds. You cannot be private and secure, because if you want me to secure something, you have to give me some level of access. You have to give me some sort of knowledge in order for me to secure it. As we progress through this, remember, you cannot tech your way into privacy in the 21st century. There is no privacy Ozempic out there, regardless of what Instagram ads may tell you, as we will talk about in later sections. There is also no secret sauce to any of this stuff. All of the frameworks, rules, regulations, laws that govern privacy are published and accessible to anybody. Finally, as you may have seen in some of the podcasts that I've been doing lately, I don't believe that we can be invisible in the 21st century, and I don't think that any of us are invincible. So it's really about understanding our relationship with Skynet, the Matrix, and how ubiquitous technical surveillance plays in all of this, so then we can make our own decisions as to what steps we want to take in order to mitigate all of the threats to the best of our ability and live in the 21st century. Topic 1, all-in-one super app consumer privacy offerings. There are all of these apps out there that say, we are going to give you VoIP numbers, we're going to give you emails, we're going to remove you from data aggregators, we're doing dark web monitoring, and we're also going to make you an espresso and order you pizza. The problem with a lot of these apps, again, is you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. If they fail, then everything fails. If they get breached, then all of your stuff is breached. If they get acquired, if they go bankrupt, you're totally hosed. So just make sure that when you are looking at these companies, vet them. I say go on LinkedIn, see how many people who are on the app team have security in their title. Where are they based? Go on their job boards. If the job board says must be able to speak this foreign language and also must be legally authorized to work in this other country, you might want to ask yourself, where's my data going? Who is doing this stuff? Some of these companies have been caught white labeling services, using AI wrappers, or even farming it out to other countries. And whenever you're looking at any all-in-one solution, ask yourself, what's the last restaurant I went to that was able to do sushi, pizza, Mediterranean, and fix mufflers? What are you supposed to do then if these super apps aren't the way to go? Well, I say get individual service providers for everything you need. Pay a different company to remove your stuff off the internet, pay a different company to do your dark web monitoring, a different company to give you voice over IP service. For emails, just buy a domain and use a catch-all email. So kind of farm out your services, distribute your risk across different services. Of course, vet them. Where are they based? What is their revenue model? And one thing I say for all of these companies, for the individual service providers and the super apps, go to Crunchbase, go to AngelList. Ask yourself two very important questions. Who founded it and who funded it? Those are two fundamental questions you should ask yourself really when buying anything. I know it sounds like a lot of work to get an individual provider for anything, so you are going to then be tempted to seek these concierge services, which claim to work with celebrities and athletes and say, we are going to do everything for you. We will get you super private like no other. I hate to tell you, the companies that actually do this stuff for celebrities, high net worth individuals, and athletes, actors, artists, etc., they don't advertise. They sometimes won't even take outside clients without referrals. How do I know how this stuff works, you might be asking yourself? Well, by now you figured it out. Former professional athlete, former touring musician. I have a bunch of friends in this space. Some of my friends are much more successful than I was at the sports thing or the music thing. If you need a referral, just shoot me an email. I'll get you a referral. Don't get ripped off by these companies. A company that says that they are securing CEOs and celebrities and all of this kind of stuff, they are not going to do work for you. They don't advertise. A lot of this is word of mouth. The agencies that take care of this are generally law firms. Usually it's some lawyer or a group of lawyers who are very good at working in individual jurisdictions. Some of them are able to work overseas and kind of set up trusts, LLCs, other kind of obfuscation mechanisms. I wouldn't spend my money on any of these companies. Spend your money on whatever you want. This is America. Do whatever you want to do. But I think you can accomplish a lot of this stuff on your own, and the information is free and out there, and we'll talk a little bit more at the end about how to get that stuff. But of course, just email me for the PDFs and stop watching now if you want. I don't care. Okay, now we're getting to the good part. We are going to talk about social media privacy and security products. I don't really like calling out individual products or anything like that. I sort of generalize, but there's a couple that I think I have to call out because it was a little egregious. This is my opinion. I am allowed to have an opinion. This one. Yeah, not even going to say anything. Just you guys already figured it out. If you haven't, just search it. It's pretty fun. Next, this one I think is a little alarming for me. I don't recommend you breaking the laws of any country that you go to. You are a guest in that country and should be following all of their laws. From a technical standpoint, this is not really that sophisticated at all. All you're doing is hosting a VPN service at your home and then dialing back in. But ask yourself, is watching Netflix really worth getting arrested in a country which I am visiting? This one here, this is pretty much doing the same thing that the previous product did, except that they have simply rebranded an old GLINet product. And of course, GLINet is a router manufacturer, just white labeled an old single board computer thing and made it into a router using OpenWRT. Look at the specs side by side on the GLINet Shadow and on this thing. Look at the price difference as well. Yes, of course, all of these things are based on OpenWRT as well, so it's not like they have anything special behind them. There is no proprietary stuff because OpenWRT is open source. I'm not telling you to buy these things or not buy these things. I'm just telling you, take into account the consequences of buying these things or using them. Whenever you get these products or apps, all of the apps that we've discussed, the super apps, the individual service providers, or these products on Instagram or whatever social media thing you saw them on, packet capture them. Plug it in, run TCP dump. I'll probably do a video on the other show, Tradecraft TV, showing you how to do it. Lastly, privacy influencers. I'm not talking about people who are doing an amazing job warning people about fraud, helping protect kids, the elderly. I think that is amazing. Giving out basic cybersecurity advice, privacy advice, digital security advice, warning against bad actors. I think that is awesome. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the people who make money off of making you scared and trying to sell you a magic bean that is going to fix your problems. What they're doing is they are selling the narrow possible as if it were the wide probable, meaning they are selling a very narrow use case that is possible for a very small subset of individuals as if it were widely probable for all of us. And then, of course, magically, they have services and things that they can give you that are going to solve this. This is not the case. I don't think it's good to make people paranoid for the sake of clicks. These people are not really trying to help you. They are trying to engage you to keep you scared. Just like in the previous episode when we discussed nudge and addiction by design, the goal of a lot of these privacy influencers isn't to make you private, isn't to really help the community move forward. It is simply to engage you with clicks so they can make money. As you know, no sponsors, no endorsements, no ads over here. I don't care. I don't think it is right to make people scared and keep them compulsively clicking and coming back just for fear. If you're here, it's because you know me, you clicked the wrong button, or for some weird reason, you really like this weird 21st century stuff. If we're real about this, the privacy conversation is not something that can be had online via any kind of social media. The cases are very unique. They are unique to the individual and to your threat profile. What I recommend you do is first, follow lawyers, follow LLC people, follow people that are making these 1 hour long boring videos, but they go into great detail on how revocable trusts work in your specific area, or how to register vehicles under an LLC yet still get the personal insurance rate. The people talking about this are not in the privacy space, they're not in the influencer space, they are actual lawyers or paralegals who are offering this information. Also, get some books. There are some great books on how LLCs work, on how trusts work, on how asset protection works. Many states have provisions that allow people of certain professions or who have met certain criteria to redact their records from public view. So my final thoughts on this are, don't let the privacy industrial complex trick you into thinking that we are all targets of governments and sophisticated adversaries who want nothing more than to ship us over to the spice mines of Kessel. We are all susceptible to different threats, so it's up to us to determine what those threats are and then decide a course of action. There is no silver bullet. No super app is going to save you from anything. Apply the same principles that you would to other types of security to this, except now you have to take into account Skynet and the Matrix. So the best thing you can do is educate, or email me. I will send you some links. And remember, be excellent to each other.